So you've got a GTX 960 at the moment. To be honest, at the moment, Tyrone, I would hang fire. And I would wait for the price of graphics cards to come down. Because really your next step up is a 1060 or a 1070. And they're not going to be worth the price you'll have to pay for them. Right, you're currently on approach to Strood, marking the end of a service from Paddock Wood due to a fault earlier. You are currently driving a 4-car, Class 375-620, and currently running a bit late. Oh, good. Make the stop at platform 3 to receive further instructions. Headlights on. I saw the CBM64 Mini thing. That looks really cool. Dropping the speed down to 15. Oh, he's put stopping points on the platform. It's that joyous time after you boot your machine up where Windows, every few seconds, wants to tell you something new. That's not really new. You knew it already. It's probably all my fault, really. I've got a load of old rubbish installed on this machine. But is this sound packed? No, it isn't. I don't run sound packs, sorry, but my look. Medway Valley is, I believe, Moleman's home line, I believe. I don't know. I think that's what he's hyped about it. It's not terrible. Could have been worse. Why don't I run sound packs or my luck? Hey, DJSB, thank you very much for the cheers. Much appreciated. Oh, right, open the doors and allow passengers to alight and board here. Just did that. You're going to be leaving again quite late, as 1 Tango 90 is also delayed and will be leaving before you. Head to the other cab and set up ready for departure for Paddock Wood. Control Shift 6 to change destinations. Ramsgate, Dover. Where's Paddock Wood? USS Enterprise? USS Defi... What? What? Did I miss Paddock Wood? Or is Moorman trolling me? Oh no, Paddock Wood! Yes. He isn't trolling me. Fair enough then. You ordered a CBM64 and you're going to mine bitcoins on it. Well, Moggy will be a bitcoin millionaire. Well, they call them bitcoin thousandaires, don't they? See you later, Toffee Cookie. Oh yeah, I don't run sound packs because I work for Dovetail. I feel that people would watch the stream and they'd see me driving a train on a route and they'd think, hey, that's cool, I'll go and buy that. And then when they get it, it wouldn't sound the same or look the same, or there might be liveries in it that they don't have or whatever. And they'd say, how did you get that? And I'd say, oh, you need to buy this other pack and this other pack and this other pack. And That might not go down so well. I also don't know exactly what changes are made to a pack. If it's just sounds, it would be okay, but the possibility of unexpected unlicensed liveries is completely unacceptable. I'm not allowed to stream anything which is not a licensed livery, or unlicensed usage of that livery even. So I've got to be really careful what I stream, so I stick to what's on Steam. Rely on you folks to tell people if there's other stuff they can get. I've got nothing against AP or anything like that. AP's a big supporter of the stream as well, so more than happy for people to answer questions about it and post links to sound pack products if they wish to. Moleman uses AP, I believe, yes. And he uses lots of custom reskins. Do you have sound on? So I'm listening to the game through my headphones. Oh, look at that. Beautifully done. Does DTG have snitches who come onto the stream to make sure you're behaving? Well, the CEO watches the stream occasionally. The SVP of development watches the stream occasionally. Steve is on the stream quite regularly. Right, accelerate to 45. We've got green lights. And Jay comes on, yeah. And Doug has come on. If you ever see the biggest of big men, that is Doug. Doug is the head of publishing. Well, nearly head of publishing. Something like that. Steve isn't my boss, no. Steve works in a different department. But if anything, we're probably sort of side by side, but in different departments. I'm in development, he's in publishing. So, Tyrant, I've got all the game audio coming out of my headphones as normal. And then I've told OBS effectively to listen to my headphones and play to the stream everything that's going in my headphones. You're craving cheese on toast, too few. It needs bits of ham, bits of chopped up ham, little tiny bits of square chopped up ham, all sprinkled all over it, bit of Worcester sauce on it. Is no one going to go and have a Welsh rarebit toasty? You don't think the game audio is loud enough? I can turn it up. Let me get to the next stop. Matt's roll is ham and cheese. There you go. Ham, cheese and pickle. Yeah, it is a bit quiet than this, isn't it? How's that? Oops. We'll be fine. It's going to be a perfect-ish stop. This is going to be a perfect stop. Oh my word, this is going to be a perfect stop. Close enough. Look at that. Full service. Straight in. Replace ham with grilled bacon. Yeah, okay, BRCW. Yeah. Now we're both hungry. AP Weary Lines, I quite enjoy it. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't ask me for recommendations about anything because of biases and things. But that's the reason I run the scenarios on here, so that you can, so that you can see for yourself. By all means, ask everybody else on the chat what they think. Personally, do I enjoy it? Yes, I do think it's quite good, actually. The entire passenger load is now squished on the wall behind me. I know, but they're all suitably impressed at where we stopped. They were all sort of like, ow, ow, ow. Oh, look, nice stop. Doctor, please. Hulling. Is that halling or hauling or something completely different? You never can tell. But to be fair, I thought I was going to sail past the station, Ed. So the fact that we didn't sail past the station, I'm quite pleased with. You're learning Python. Learn C# next then. Why is Train Sims 2018 not in 64-bit? Because converting a game, an application from 32-bit to 64-bit is no straightforward matter. And it may not even be possible. That's been there ages, Dave. Exactly. My trains are always fitted with seat belts. Safety first on my trains. You thought most compilers had a -U 64-bit flag. Yeah, they do. And then what happens is that nothing compiles anymore. And then you have to go and find 64-bit versions of third-party libraries. And then you find that some of those they never made 64-bit versions for, and you can't get the source for them anymore. So you have to rewrite all of the code that they use or find alternative libraries. For those that you can find 64-bit versions for, then you have to rebuild those in, upgrade them, make any changes to make them work with a 64-bit version, because sometimes they've got a slightly different API. And then once you've got the entire thing building, that's when the thing doesn't start. And when you start it up, it's when you realise that you've got things which are built for 32-bit pointers and not 64-bit pointers. Because something says x equals x plus 2 when it should say x equals x plus size of word. Because size of word would change. It's all sorts of little things. Captain Jenks, thank you for the raid. Much appreciated. Welcome to Captain Jenks viewers. So, yeah, it's a big deal converting 32-bit to 64-bit. I like cookies as well, Robert Murlock. Especially chocolate chip. Hey, Tyrant, you are more than welcome to ask any question you want, always. Feel like I have experience in this department. I've done coding. I used to do C++ coding for a living. In Java and C#. Well, I thought it'd be wrong. It would be rude not to play Mole Man scenario, Peachlick. Honestly. You just upgraded the stream to 64-bit by writing 64-bit on the screen. Oh, if only I'd known these things before. Moggy, next time you're chained up to the dovetail gates, can you be a little bit more helpful and let me know things like that? How good am I with Python? I'm alright with it. I can get what I want to get done. I don't particularly enjoy Python. No, it's not down to having more than 8 trains by Oxide. Have trains with a lot more than 8. Have scenarios with a lot more than 8 trains. There's more to it than that. It's how much memory you're using, which can be down to how much memory the route uses, whether you use packs that... Because if you open up, like, Kuji Rail Simulator, you'll fill memory up with loads of old rubbish that you're not using. If you use lots of trains that come in routes, then you bring in the entire route assets and all the trains and wagons that come in that. So you're better off. If you're clever with how you do it, you can make much more efficient use of the memory. You can upgrade me to 64-bit Moggy. Yes! Dave, did I ever get the pick from the meetup at NRM? I think so. I can't remember. And since when do I have the countdown timer thing? Oh, I answered that earlier on, Dave. Ages ago. Train to the gates. No, Chris, Moggy every now and again changes himself to the gates until we do what he wants him to, until we do what he wants, or he gives up, which is normally what happens. Oh, you're an 8-bit guy. I can only count to 255. The biffa bins, they get used frequently, Ed. Frequently. We've had to buy extras. Cameron's gaming stream now updated to 64-bit. Boom! Thanks, Cameron. Hey, Mr. Dean Knight, how are you doing, sir? Someone said turn the game volume up. Ouch. Oh, dear. Actually, when we explained to the council what we wanted the biffa bins for, BMJ, they said we could have as many as we wanted. They thought it was a worthy cause. Captain Jenks! Oh no, he's downgraded us to 32-bit. Yeah, good, thank you, Dean. Oh, haven't had a can of brew in ages. Why do I play Train Sim? Isn't it boring? I play it because I enjoy trains. And I guess it could be boring for some people, but I don't think so. And it's my day job. You can operate up to 20-bit if you take off your socks. Oh my word. Steady on. Aylesford. It's just that your mum is sending you Thomas the Tank Engine memes. You spend most evenings driving trains BRCW, absolutely. Driving trains, watching trains. Hey, Mr. Rob Powell, how are you doing? Didn't get a chance to stop in on Rob today. TSW Laserdisc editions. You want that before or after Sinclair Spectrum edition? And don't ask for Commodore 64 edition because it ain't happening. Because it didn't include enough sprites. No, I haven't got Sprite, I've got Iron Brew. Cosmonaut. Yeah, we're running Medway Valley tonight. Well, this one we are. Going to do Weird Al next. Is it possible to place markers in TS18 like GPS? I'm not sure what you mean, Chris. What are you trying to achieve with that? Maidstone Barracks, 3 miles. Oh, excellent, Tyron. Southern Belle and Evening Star. Maybe one evening we should do Southern Belle and Evening Star, and I should get the PS3 hooked up, and we can do the Japanese or the Japanese and Taiwan train sims as well. Oh dear, that doesn't sound good, Rob. Discord server is open to everyone, Scotsman. It's just a lot of the channels are only available for subs. Anyone can go to discord.gg/MattPlaysTV and join the Discord server. They just only have access to the Minecraft channels. Markers when you make fictional routes. Yeah, you can put markers down. But you can't put them on Workshop. TSW released on Betamax. Betamax rocked. What did I do at uni? I did G500 Computer Science at Essex University. A bacon double cheeseburger for some reason. That sounds good, Rob. I can't interest you in Welsh rarebit. I'm trying to get someone to eat Welsh rarebit tonight. It's my mission. Ben Harrison! 13 months. Can you believe it? 13 months of joys. Cheers to many more GGs for Matt, folks. Thank you very much, B. Harrison. Very much appreciated. Dave. Is it worth it for that uni course? I'm not sure what you're asking. It was a good course. No cheese and no toast. Oh, everyone's failing. You should give yourselves all a big fail. Six-hour load time for an E180 LP. I had a good time at Essex, to be honest, overall. I had some disagreements with academics. Apparently, I learned that I don't get on well with academics. When I went to university, because that's a Bachelor of Science course, my plan was to do a Bachelor of Science, Master of Science and a Doctorate. After I finished the Bachelor of Science, I swore I'd never touch another academic institution in my life. But that's okay. Mix cheese up with the flat. What? Never heard of that. Was I naughty? No, I wasn't naughty. I just didn't get on with the... So one of the main problems I had when I was at university was they'd give a task, and I'd go away and I would do that task, and sometimes I'd optimise it and come up with a sort of a quicker way of doing the same job. And without a shadow of a doubt, every single time they would come back and tell me I should have done it and followed. It wasn't about finding the efficient or the proper way, the efficient way of doing it. It was about replicating the processes, but within software. So when it came to my end project, which was the entire of the third year, and it's the majority of the third year, I decided that I would. So the first thing I wanted to do is I'd got him agreed that I would make a bulletin board system on modems and a network mail transiting system, which you guys probably wouldn't even understand a word of because we have email now. Why would you do anything relating to email? So but this was before email and before the internet. It's a thing called netmail, and I wanted to make a mail transiting system. And they thought that was quite cool, and I was going to do it on PC. But then, just at the last minute, they said, "Oh, by the way, no one can use a PC. You've got to do it all on Solaris Unix." I was like, "Oh, thanks a lot." So I, at the last minute, changed my project plan and changed it to being a generic platform where you could write software in one language and run it. Glen Echo. You could write software in one language and then compile it to a bytecode, which would then run through a virtual microprocessor on top of the platform that you were running it on at the time. So you could write once, run anywhere. Don't know if this is sounding familiar to anybody. This predates the thing you're thinking of. So I built this. I built a virtual microprocessor, and I built it to be a faithful replication of how a processor works. I encapsulated the ALUs and memory and registers and everything. I then built a compiler from scratch, a complete compiler for a language with quite complicated structures, and I built that. I then wrote a bulletin board system, a web server, an FTP server, and an email server, all in that, got it all running, and it all worked. And I got a really rubbish grade. Why did I get a really rubbish grade? Because I didn't optimize it and make it so that it was more efficient. Oh yeah, there's a more efficient way of doing these things. Head nearly exploded. And then, of course, they came back and said, but the other thing we don't get is, why would you do it this way? Sure, I mean, C++ is portable. Why would you not just write this software in C++? Well, it's not so much about inefficient InstaSim. It's about, like I said, all year they've been saying, don't make it, don't think about how you can optimize the solution. Think about replicating what you're trying to simulate, essentially. I'd have written it completely differently if it would have been at the beginning of the year, or beginning of the term, the course. But... because, yeah, that was the other thing. They were saying, yeah, C++ is completely portable. Why would you need this? And I'm thinking to myself, have you ever actually tried porting code from different platforms that's written in C++? Because, seriously, it's really not portable at all. It's like saying English and Americans speak the same language. Really, they don't. You just have to ask them to pull their pants down to understand the difference. No, Java didn't exist at the time InstaSim. That's what I'm saying. What I wrote effectively was Java, but it was a long time before Java. You know, I was quite when Java came out, I was like, that. Lime cheesecake, Ben. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, no, press the D key, not the T key, not the B key. Well, essentially, I did kind of it. And I mean, don't get me wrong, Java's a much bigger and better thing, but probably get a lot of skeptics if you go around saying I invented Java before it was cool. Yeah, well, I did, so. No, Java is the platform is what makes Java what it is. Virtual microprocessors and compilers to bytecode. It wasn't actually that revolutionary an idea. Java wasn't optimized for C. However, Java was made by a bunch of academics. Shouldn't say that. No, it wasn't a virtual. Well, I guess it was kind of like a virtual machine, I guess. Rubku, thank you for the host. I'll get my words in the right way around. Welcome to the stream, Rubku. Why is it when you finish a cup of tea you have the urge to make another one? Don't fall for it. The second cup of tea never lives up to the legend of the first one. They catch the same reason you stopped your education after your master's. Academia was 15 years behind. Yeah. No, I decided I'd be better off sticking with industry. I haven't looked back. Of all the things that I've looked back and I could question whether I made the right decision, not doing a master's was not one of them. I'm quite glad I moved on. Speaking of tea, milk or honey? Milk. If it's white, if it's black tea. If it's green tea, neither. I don't like sweet drinks, he says, picking up his iron brew. Hey Chris, I'm doing good, thank you. But not ready for making proper Welsh rarebit. No, I make Matt's version of Welsh rarebit, apparently. Not that it matters, I can't even get anyone to make the simple version. Jilly's playing a 5-star marathon on YouTube. I don't even understand that sentence. Is 5-star a group or a TV show or something? Watering Berry. It's a pop group. Ah, okay. If you say so. He's paying me to say it. Checks in the post there, Strat Shadow. Yeah, there's no such thing as a quick trip to a coffee shop. You know what you need to do, Chris? What you need to do is turn your speakers up louder, because obviously you made sure you got louder speakers, and you need to play the hamster dance on repeat. Your very quick trips to Starbucks, you walk right past. There you go. That'll do. I'm going to assume it probably isn't InstaSim. You used Fortran 77 when you were at uni in the mid-90s. According to the BBC, Welsh Rabbit is made of cheese, butter, Worcester sauce, mustard, flour and pepper. I'll have to go and have a look. Never even heard of that. I blame my upbringing. No idea, Cosmonaut. No, the hamster nuts go in. Are all station forecast stop? I think along this line they might well be, yeah. Well, most of them. There'll be a couple probably longer ones for the express trains. I've no idea when Cameron's going to finish his scenario and come and play it on the stream. Hopefully this week. Wednesday or Thursday, hopefully Cameron will come and play his scenario for us. It was Welsh Rabbit. You want to bring Train Sim to the to the 8-track tape? Nice. I like your style. Yielding. When you're about to spad, you can say that you need to flip the tape. There you go. No, I don't think Twitch always say that it's at 60 FPS. I'm sending it at 60 FPS according to OBS. Fill the jar, says Chris. Fill the jar. Thank you very much, Chris. Beltring. Does anyone here remember Windows NT? Does anyone here? I don't know how old, whether anyone here would remember it, but Windows NT was actually the core of the file system and the core of the operating system were designed by some ex-Digital engineers. Digital was another major sort of mainframe mini computer company at the time, and the rumor has it that the name of the operating system, why it was called Windows NT, was a joke from the Digital engineers, because if you take WNT and put the letters one letter back, so the W becomes V and so on, you end up with the name of Digital's engineer. Sorry, no, of the operating system that Digital was selling. I'll let you figure that out. It's not a pun, it's a fact. Well, rumour anyway. It's quite possibly nothing real at all, but it's one of those suspicious coincidences. Yeah, VMS, which was the name of Digital's operating system. Yeah, Linux is good. Spent many years with Linux. VMS did the job it was meant to do, didn't it? I mean, it only lived on the mini computer hardware, didn't it? So it wasn't going to get any more widespread than the VAXs. Bring back DOS. Oh yes. There is a free DOS. Why don't you use that, Moggy? I expect tomorrow you to be watching the stream while we're playing Minecraft. You'll be watching saying, "Hey, I've managed to get FreeDOS to load Twitch."
Entering studio space. Oh, you have a visitor.
Sorry?
You have a visitor.
I have a visitor. Alright, hang on a minute.
You want to be on live internet, you can go behind the curtain. Green screen, so do weird things like...
I'm just pulling in station. Did other iOS scrap updates? No other operating systems had other updates. If your computer was dead because of an update, then that was it until you bought a new one. Monolithic updates that worked. There you go. Something floating again. Yeah, I know. I'm being raided.
You being raided?
Yeah, it's an IRL raid, we call it, because the kids do them occasionally as well.
Yeah. Look, it's the flying hat monster. Look, it's a flying hat monster.
Except it's just above the top of the camera, so no one can see it.
Well, that's boring. Oh, hold on. There you go. Flying hat monster. We did the best one, honestly, was the floating ketchup bottle.
The floating ketchup bottle was the best.
That was the
Right, pull the curtain up then.
What? No, I'm not ready for the screen.
You are
I'm
now.
not screen ready.
Say hello to Anna on the Moon. She's another American.
Hi, Anna on the Moon. What?
She's another American married to a Brit.
Oh, you poor thing. No. There you go.
You can tell her what she's got to look forward to because she's been married a lot longer than she has.
Yeah, but you're looking at it.
Apparently, I've now got yellow ears.
Yes.
Suits you, sir.
All right.
Not so bad, Matt. You?
Yeah, good. Thanks.
Apart from having yellow.
Right,
ears.
I'll be back in a